So I peed a little bit. What's up everyone? Welcome back to the shop. I'm a little excited today because I'm gonna try out a new tool, which is a mini lathe. I've always wanted to get one because I've got little parts I wanna do, like a drawer pull or a box handle. So I looked online to see if I could find one, and I noticed that there were several that were really, really cheap. So that made me kind of wonder, just how cheap can I go here? So here we go. This is the cheapest one I could find online, and we're gonna give it a shot. I picked this up on Amazon, and I think it was like 30 bucks, and that is a complete kit. So it's supposed to have a bunch of accessories with it. But I did look online and see, could I find it cheaper? And well, I did. There was one on eBay or two on eBay that were same exact lathe. They were a few dollars cheaper. And then I found it for as cheap as 10 bucks. It didn't have the accessories, just the lathe itself, but $10, well, there you go. It's so little. Ah, it's so tiny. And a 6-piece wood carving knife set. So these are my lathe tools. Well, that wasn't wrapped very good. All right. So what do we got here? It's got a little bit of heft to it. Looks like it's a drill chuck, and it's on a piece of aluminum. So I guess worst comes to worst, I could just take this whole thing apart and just use the piece of aluminum for something, because, you know, I could always use that. Not really seeing a whole lot of components here. We got a motor that is completely exposed, and I don't know how to use this. Here are the sweet tools, carving set with all these things, which I imagine have to be absolutely sharpened to the pinnacle of excellence. We're gonna find that out. Let's see how to use this thing. This isn't a lot of information. Saw blade installation. I don't have a saw blade. Bead tool. I didn't get a bead tool either. Working time. Well, I guess we should know what the limitations of the tool is. Each use shall not exceed 2 hours. All right, I mean, this is small, fair enough. Machine must be shut down for 15 minutes. Operation shall last no more than 1.5 hours. Turn the drill chuck to install the threaded fixing needle, which I think is this guy here. Seems right. I've never used a lathe before either, so that's why this is gonna be kind of fun. We're gonna clamp the wood to that needle and then push the thimble to clamp the wood so it avoids falling off. Plug the power in and turn it on. How do you adjust this thing? There's like wing nuts way back here, and then there's screws here. Okay, those are... So I gotta move this housing too? Are there other instructions on this? If you do not really understand the operation, it is best to consult a professional person. I've been a person for a long time. I feel like that I might be a professional at this point, but I do run a woodworking YouTube channel. So even if I'm not a professional person, I have to be qualified as a professional woodworker, right? Because, you know, YouTube. The motor worked for 30 minutes. Please stopped 15 minutes. It says it has 7 levels of speed, but I'm not really sure. Power adapter has numbers 12, 15, 16, 17, 19, 20, and 24. There's a rhyme and reason behind that, I imagine. I just don't know it. All right, I looked online. I didn't really find any instructions, so I'm gonna use this dude here that has the screw welded to the end of it. I know that this is kind of a hybrid of like a bigger lathe that has a screw chuck to it. Mine just really looks like a literal screw. It did have these hexagon rods that it says you could also use, but I have no idea how to use these. I'm sure somebody online that, you know, can tell me in the comment section, but I could not find anything that told me what to do with a hexagon rod. If I put this up here, it looks like, wow, it looks like the needles are dead on as far as the height goes. So that's cool. I'm gonna start off small. I got a piece of poplar here because, well, it's small and it is super soft. So I figure if I can't do anything with poplar, then I don't think I'm gonna be able to use like hard maple on this, but we're gonna try. Okay, what is this? This is 3 3/8, and that seems like I'm maxing it out without taking this carriage off, which I don't know that I need the carriage. I'm not really sure if that's necessary or not. So we're gonna do without that. All right, right. Push this guy up, wing nuts locked. Here's my worry about this. Well, one of my worries is that it's kind of light. The motor is heavy. I'll say that, the motor is heavy. There's no weight back here at all. So I think whenever I start doing this, it is going to just spin around like a helicopter and fall off and hit me in the face. Let's hope not. You might want to see that. I don't want to see that. All right, I plugged in the power. So I peed a little bit, and the tailstock went all over the place. So yeah, I think that's the lowest setting, which is scary. Let's move it up one. So I got up to setting number 4 out of 7. There is no way in the world I would use this at the highest setting. That was sketchy. And it only got to number 4. So whenever I turn it on, it moves a lot. Yeah, I gotta figure out a way to clamp this thing down. All right, that's better. I just took a couple pieces of MDF and made some holes here so I could put some bolts in. Good thing about this thing is it does have that extruded aluminum, so it was easy for me to make a quick jig, clamp this to my bench, and that ain't going nowhere. So I feel much safer at this point. This thing came with a whole bunch of knives that I'm kind of suspect on the quality of these things. I mean, they feel pretty sharp, but I feel like I can also just bend this in half with a pinky. I should probably say a couple caveats. One is I am not a lathe expert, as in I've never used a lathe in my life. So this will be fun. Second thing is I should probably say that I am in no way affiliated or paid in any way to promote said completely unlabeled tool. This exact thing is sold by so many people that I don't know if there's a company that can even claim this. So all the opinions in this video are completely mine, obviously. So I guess now we try it out. And if I die, I die.
If he dies, he dies.
That little flimsy screw, well, now it just fell out, so it doesn't, I don't know. So I guess I'll cut the end off of this and then drill a really tiny hole and try to rescrew it back, but it didn't last very long. You can see I didn't even make it fully round yet. Part of this could definitely be my skills or lack thereof. Part of it could be that the fact that my knives have already developed a terrible burr on the backside of them because they're so flimsy, and this is just poplar. But I'm a little bit worried about that. It wallowed out the hole so wide that it just falls off the lathe. Unbelievable, I actually made a thing. It's not an identifiable thing that I would use for a particular whatever, but it's something. And I turned it, and it looks rather beautiful. Not too bad for really, really crappy tools. These are awful. I mean, some of them have like chips in it, so as I was doing it, it was actually chipping out the wood. So what I did was went over to Amazon and bought some actual tools. So these are some carbide tools. I don't know the brand name of them. I'll put a link down in the description below. but they had insanely good reviews, a lot of reviews. So I got a set of 3 of these. So now we can eliminate tools as an excuse for my crappy turning. I got a piece of cherry. Let's try it again. All right, I might have flown a little bit too close to the sun because I broke my cherry piece, but it still looks pretty good. What I did do is grabbed a piece of hard maple and tried it again. And wow, I made something. It looks beautiful. I like it. This video is not about my turning skills. It is about this particular tool, and I'll leave it up to you to formulate your own opinions. Now, I highly recommend you check out this other video up here. Until we meet again, get in your shop and build something awesome.